I wanted to talk to you about during the next 3 lectures was basically kind of the perspective and the background in terms of some of the issues that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the week. Specifically, the assumptions that people of science, people of faith, and people who don't have any faith have when they're looking at the data. And then the next lecture is going to be about domestication and some of the limitations that are in domestication. And the third is going to be about taxonomies, which is a fancy word for classification systems. And so we're going to start right now talking about the war of the soul, the origin theories, religion, science, and hermeneutics. And basically what I want to do in the next lecture is to talk about the big assumptions that we all have when we're looking at the data, especially in the historical sciences of paleontology, archaeology, philology, because these are so crucial to us in our analysis going forward. Next slide, please. And the following. One of the issues is the historical sciences focus on what happened in the past. It's a little bit different than math or chemistry, where you're taking a series of experiments and you're going through the lab and you're finding out the conclusions of those experiences. In historical sciences, you really can't prove anything. What you can do is you can bring a model that attempts to explain the observed phenomenon. And basically, another way, you can supplement that with experiments that try to draw kind of a parallel to what you're seeing in the experiment, and we're going to be talking about in ethnoarchaeology, and then what you're trying to make a conclusion from in the past. Now, in the historical science, many attempt positivism. And positivism is this: a statement is meaningful. Next slide, please. A statement is meaningful if and only if it can be proved true or false, at least in principle, by means of the experience. Again, even though historical scientists, can't prove anything, they always kind of resort to positivism as an assumption. Basically, if I can experience it, it doesn't exist. And many individuals have come up with this positivist notion, and it's right through the sciences. But even when it was brought up, there was real problems with positivism. Next slide, please. Thanks. Okay, number one, there's so few direct experiences. So what you have is you can't experience everything. So you have to rely on others that are doing the experiencing. So not only do you rely on their experiences, but you rely on the assumptions that they derive their particular experiment from. Also, what was a huge critique of Locke's work was there was a problem with the scientific method. You can do an experiment 100 times, but it might be that 101st time that there's going to be something totally different that happens. It's something that's totally out of the ordinary, especially when you think of the concept of miracles. Cancer can eat through bone, and it can poison the body 100 times, but then you'll have that one individual that all of a sudden is rife with cancer, that in the next moment or the next day is totally clean. Something that's very unexpected, something that is experiential, but it doesn't conform to the normal scientific process. You can do experiments 1,000 times, but it will be that 1,001 time that's totally different. So, and here's the big problem with historical sciences, is that you can't prove anything by means of experience, because all of these things happen in the past. Think about it: paleontology, archaeology, history, these are all things that happen in the past. So to resort to positivism, or to resort to experience, again, you're drawing on the assumptions and the witness of others informing your beliefs or your particular theory about history.